We begin tonight with a 4 News Now exclusive that set off a wave of conversation online this morning. Disturbing games played by students at Shaw Middle School are now out in the open. We broke this story for you earlier today on Good Morning Northwest. More than 1,000 people have shared it. Tonight, the rest of our investigation. Thanks for staying with 4 News Now. I'm Aaron Luna.
And I'm Nia Wong. You know, last fall, someone leaked me a memo that was sent to teachers and staff describing a student's concern over a series of games beginning with Molest Me Mondays. Then it spiraled. Sources tell me it was only the beginning of a series of inappropriate games played through the week at Shaw Middle School.
Middle school is a pivotal time in life for kids, and unlocking their world only gets harder as they grow.
She was really nervous at telling me what's going on, but she told me there was like a game going on.
This concerned woman is the mother of a Shaw Middle School student. She asked her child about a series of games involving inappropriate touching.
She knows that her friends are getting touched and not in the right, appropriate way. So again, that she was mad about it, and she was really afraid to tell me.
We now know the game is called Molest Me Mondays. Thanks to this leaked memo dated from last fall, we know Shaw Middle School knew about it when a young girl spoke up and told an adult she was uncomfortable because of this game. Several parents, students, and staff tell me there's a lewd goal for each day of the week.
Tuesday is upper part, then Wednesday I think is wiener day or whatever, and then Thursday was thigh day, Friday's butt again.
Staff knew this was happening, and when we asked Spokane Public Schools why parents weren't notified.
The emphasis on hallway behavior in particular was a point of emphasis in the fall, and some of the parents were notified of in the fall.
Some parents did find out about Molest Me Mondays, but when we asked Brian Coddington with Spokane Public Schools why all parents weren't notified, he says this wasn't a widespread problem and passes the buck.
Depending on the severity of things and depending on the culture and the climate of the schools, we rely heavily on the administrators to know their parents and know their families and to be in regular communication with their families about a number of things.
No, I didn't know about it until I got a call from you.
So Shaw Middle School knew about these games. Coddington says the campus has implemented what it calls positive intervention behavior support, where students are rewarded for positive behaviors. He added there's an increased hallway presence, and students known to be involved in these games, as well as their parents, are brought in. Coddington also says there's been additional training for staff and students, but couldn't give specifics on what kind of training and when exactly they happened. He couldn't tell us how many students have been affected.
Are games like this just unique to Shaw Middle School, or have you heard of other cases happening within the district?
Well, with middle school, the age is difficult, and so they're trying to test the boundaries the students are.
So what as parents can you do?
A lot is changing, a lot is happening with sexual development, and a lot is happening with social development for those children, and it can be uncomfortable to talk to grown-ups about it.
Erin Williams-Huter is the Inland Northwest Director at Lutheran Community Services. She's come across similar situations where inappropriate acts masquerade as games.
Clearly is not okay. So the message when a behavior like this is allowed to, keep going on in perpetuity, that's an acceptable behavior, and that's certainly not a message that we want to send.
Huter wants parents to know that just because their kids didn't tell them about the game, it doesn't mean they have a bad relationship with their children. She suggests having conversations about this as soon as you can.
We can't ever promise people everything is going to be okay, but we can tell our kids that we are going to be on their side, and we're going to believe them, and we're going to be their champion if they ever feel like they're uncomfortable or hurt or scared.
Spokane Public Schools says they are encouraging students to say something if they see something.
The job of any staff at any school, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a counselor, whether you're administrative staff, is to make sure those boundaries are very, very clear. Help them understand what is appropriate and what is not appropriate in terms of behavior in a classroom, in the hallway, while you're on school grounds. And so that's something that schools throughout the district and throughout the country work on every day.
For this mother, she says she's glad the school is responding, but she needs to see improvement so kids understand.
It's not okay for adults to touch kids, and I think it should be the exact same way. Kids should not be allowed to touch kids in that way, period.
If your kids have been affected, we want to let you know help is out there. You can reach out to counselors by calling or texting Lutheran Community Service Northwest at the number you see on your screen. And if there's something you want us to know about, we want you to tell us. Shoot us a message at this email address.